Well, howdy, partner.
Surprise jazz hands.
Oh, hey, welcome to the Disco Brothers D20 Modern episode. Ghosts. I was gonna do French, and then I realized let's go with Spanish.
Duh.
Ghosts, because we're going with Spanish, because we're in Spain, baby. How we doing? Dungeon Master West back at it again. You know who these folks are. I don't remember their names, so we'll just continue. They're on the screen.
I'm not sure how.
Owen's here! Yay! He's not suffering from IBS on the plane anymore.
Woo! He had a rough go.
Yeah, he called me a motherfucker for making his character have IBS on the plane. I had the receipts.
Whenever he rolls a nat one, can he just shit his pants?
It's his pants.
Yeah.
Never
Oh
eat the
my God.
MRE chili.
So Owen's character's codename is IBS, right? We're just all gonna go with that.
Yeah.
God damn it,
You
Wes.
just acronym. That's on you, Owen. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it is.
That's not great.
I threw my fucking pen. There it is. Liam, do you want to throw your radio voice on and give us the report of last session?
If I can remember. I know most of it. Audio, I apologize. The video
I
might
believe
go
in
a
you.
bit wonky because whenever I hop into this, it kind of wants to mess with the recording. Testing, 1 2 1 2.
Sounds good.
We got you.
Okay, so when we first started off, we were all in, I believe, a private jet on our way to the base. Once we arrived, we transferred to a seaplane as we were heading towards the island. A storm had blocked our path, causing us to have to leave the plane early and parachute. Most of our members made it, minus myself and Snake, who plummeted into the ocean. I managed to save myself while Snake kind of wanted to do more of a belly flop. Didn't really quite go well. We managed to make it to shore, where we made it to the camp, tried to salvage what we could. Unfortunately, we lost some ration supplies in an attempt to save the ammo. Once we got ourselves situated, we made our way towards the beacon signal, distress beacon. That's what I meant to say. Distress beacon, and on our way there, we encountered 2 pirates and 1 crimson scorpion. Which at the time we did not realize was the crimson scorpion sniper. We neutralized 1 and killed the other 2, and then made our way to the distress beacon, which is where we ended. That was the quick recap.
Oh, that was it.
Can I have an impromptu Ink Spots concert? Sing me I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire.
I don't want to set the world on fire. And that's all you get.
Perfect. No, that was awesome.
Beautiful. And
I just want to stop the flame
before
in
we get
your
into our
heart.
game real quick, fellers,
It wasn't me.
I know that they wanted so dearly for me to forget it, but both James and Liam has had birthdays in this past month, and so this episode we're gonna sing them happy birthday in some form. Who wants to give me a suggestion on how we want to sing happy birthday to these fellers?
Let's do silent disco.
like the Muppets.
All right, let's do it.
Which one?
Pick him up.
Happy birthday to you.
That was a fun suggestion. And I see we still got silent disco down there. Absolutely.
Yep.
Most of that peaked
Brilliant,
out, so I couldn't
fantastic,
hear anything.
happy, motherfucking magnificent birthdays to these poor bastards that have to put up with this nonsense. How the fuck old are you guys now?
26.
I'm 7.
26 and 7. Absolutely.
I'm 21.
Aren't you 20 now?
21.
What?
Yeah.
You can legally drink in the U.S. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not planning on it though.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have fucking another existential crisis on camera. This happened last year, I think, too.
Probably.
Politically controversial statement here.
Yes.
Why?
Tariffs and such.
Fuck Elon Musk. Anyways. We're gonna start our episode winding back the clock a little bit, focusing on our 6th and final member of the strike team, Shane, SVZ Van der Ziel. Shane, as you leap from the plane, you were the last to exit the plane. You go and you pull your chute. I need you in this moment right now to roll me a jump check, first of all.
Alright.
And I believe that still falls under your check penalty, by the way, because I know you're carrying some fucking big ol' armor.
Yeah, that's a -7.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, go! Ow! I didn't take this into account. Can you go ahead and roll me a tumble check? And this also falls under your armor check penalty, but also has a -4 encumbrance on this check. So I believe that's a -8 or whatever net plus whatever we said, +3 or 5. I don't know.
And that's a nat 20.
Not 20 for a total of 15.
Yes.
How the fuck did you manifest that? You joked the other day while we were on call. They were like, not 20. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Owen. Fuck you. Alright. You leap from the plane.
I don't know if you
Okay,
can
I
call it a
got
leap.
this. You leap from the plane, but what you don't realize is as you're leaping, a loose strap has swung out in the air current and has now wrapped around your calf. And as you jump, you kind of, instead of falling out, you fall backwards beneath the plane as you tumble like a fucking ragdoll through the air. You are a very trained soldier. You immediately get wide, you bring your arms and your legs out, and you restabilize your balance. You pull your parachute cord, and as you do, your parachute rips out and it is suddenly caught in an updraft, sending you westward as you in the sudden erratic shift in the tension. You've lost sight of your troop. You are now descending rapidly with this updraft as you fly almost face first into the jungle canopy, the parachute catching you with the slickest of motions. Unclick your parachute, slide yourself out, tuck and roll. You're only gonna take 1d6 points of damage from this. You're going to take 2 fall damage as you land a little bit rougher on your ankle. You duck and roll out to minimize the amount of damage as you land separated from your strike team, lost in a dense, overgrown jungle. You realize as you duck and rolled and landed, your entire I know my directions. Your right leg has been entirely swallowed by a puddle of mud as you drag yourself out and pull yourself to more stable ground. You're catching your breath, looking around you, taking in your environment. This is the dense jungles of somewhat near the equator. It is hot. It is sweaty. The flies are out.
All right, do I know where I am on the island? Like,
Go
compared
ahead
to
and
where I
roll
was
me a
supposed to be?
navigation check.
Okay, so that is a 24? No, 23.
Yeah, yeah. You can kind of recognize your LZ is due southeastward. You, taken by the wind, have been swung upon the eastern flank of the island where the jungle swallows the beach a lot more, which, obviously gave you your rougher landing. You can tell if you move, um, almost east southeast, you'll be able to reach the LZ.
I pull out I reach into my bag, pull out my compass that I have, and start following it south along the shores of the island.
Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
That is also a 23.
That is also a 23. You have been through the depths of hell. A little forest ain't gonna stomp your track a little bit. You, man on a mission, your gun on your back, head towards your LZ. Upon arriving at this small beach landing outpost, Recovery One, it's called. You can see a small watchtower at the top side of the beach, a couple of barrack tents, a bonfire. You have your commanding tent, your medical tent, your equipment tent all lined up in a row of three. You see a couple of piles of just equipment and stuff. You see sandbag and wooden structures built up for barricades to defend against any onslaught that may come from the woods. But there are none of your strike team is here. But I will say, just based off of your rolls, you've been rolling fantastic. Your eyes are brought to a pile of bags near the top drier section of the beach, where that you can recognize as your teammates. So obviously they've landed safely, and they're somewhere else now.
Is there anyone else here, or is it just me at this point?
It is just you at this point. You can see traces, like obvious traces that your team has landed here, but they're not here currently.
Can I look around for footprints to see where they would have gone?
On your 23, with the rain subsiding, yeah, I would say on your 23 survival check, you can definitely tell that your team has made their way. You looking towards the top of the beach, near to this wooden watchtower. You can see a tarped jeep that is near a cut opening in the woods that has kind of created a small trail that you can kind of see if you kind of look forward down that leads towards a clearing. You can definitely tell that there's footprints that have led out from this this campsite to down the road. Sorry, I kind of lost where I was going with that.
All right. I unload some of my non really essentials, so like the tent that I brought, sleeping bag, and cautiously walk down the trail. Just see if I can catch up.
Yeah, you make your ways down the trail. You come into this clearing where you notice the tracks lead in a northeastern direction. So you begin to follow the tracks for quite a while until you come across yet another clearing near a cluster of rocks. Go ahead and roll me a spot check. Just as you enter into this clearing, go ahead and roll me a spot check. Let's see how well they did.
That's a 25.
25, you see in a thick of bramble that's been cut down and tried to kind of shelter something. You go and investigate that, and you notice a 60s motorbike with a side carriage with a passed out pirate. And I mean a modern day pirate. You have kind of very loose fitting, tattered clothing over a vest. They have a ski mask on over their face. They wear an insignia of a ritualistic dagger. Go ahead and roll me knowledge current events as you look upon this dagger.
That is a 10.
A 10. You're not entirely sure of what group that this individual has come from, but you see he's tied up with zip tie handcuffs, and he is conked the fuck out. He is out, like not unconscious, but he is like drugged out, and he's just sleeping there. In that moment, your walkie-talkie kind of bloop, bloop, as because you've synchronized with your teammates, you could tell that your walkie-talkie has now synced up in range with your where, speeding this along, just so we can catch up to everybody, you reach out, you make connection, and you head towards their campsite. Um, as Shane walks towards your campsite, why don't you guys go ahead and describe what your little camp out session is looking like? I believe I have written down who was on watch currently. On watch currently is Billy. As Billy, you watch, you knowing that your comrade is on the way, you're keeping your eye out for him. As Billy watches Shane approach, Owen, why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
So you see this tall, kind of burly uh, gentleman who uh, you can see he's carrying this big um, gun on his side. Um, you can see some dark hair, but you're not sure if it's dark yet. As is is it night now or no?
It is night. The stars are coming to, are starting to pop out as the graying clouds roll by. It's probably, I would say, about 9, 10 o'clock at night now. So I would assume everybody is still awake as you're probably all gathered near a fire, eating rations, and just decompressing in your campsite before anyone has actually slept yet.
All right, so
But yeah, it's about 9, 10 o'clock now.
you see I'm in like a typical kind of military uniform. You can see probably you can faintly see a Dutch flag on my shoulder. Um, uh, you can kind of see a scar on my left. I got a scar on my left cheek from a bullet that grazed me a while ago. Um, and yeah,
So Shane, you approach your comrade. I keep looking down to see, your name Billy, but I want to refer to your actual name, Miguel. I remember it. So Shane, you approach Miguel.
Hey there. Nice to meet you, Holmes.
how's it
IBS,
going?
I assume.
I don't like how that's sticking, but yes.
I reach out to shake IBS's hand.
And you see I'm kind of like towering over you? Or how tall are you,
I'm
Nate?
6'2".
Okay, I'm 6'6", so I'm a
Yeah,
little taller than you are.
fairly taller.
Yes. All right. Bring me up to speed on what's going on.
I I assume you've met our little friend down there, Holmes.
Yeah, he was still catching some Z's or something like that.
All right, so basically, we got to the LZ mostly in one piece, put some barricades up to protect from the ocean, gathered our supplies up, headed out to try and find the distress beacon. And we ran into some pirates and Soviet sniper. we took care of them. I believe the pirates were Aljaemba pirates, more commonly known as the Dagger. And then we had a Soviet Red Scorpion sniper, but I took him out. And then after that, we were following directions we were trying to find the distress beacon, and here we are.
Okay.
Now we're making camp for the night. I'm about to go on watch, so.
Yeah, you guys are kind of posted out a couple feet away from the campfire. You're near a larger rock where Miguel, you are sitting up on and keeping your eyes and ears out. Excusez-moi. All the bodily functions. Shane, you can see nestled in this small. It's a clearing, but it kind of divots down in a small rock cluster that gives a lot of protection from the outside elements. Where you can see a lit fire, where the rest of the strike team is sitting around.
Sorry I'm late, everyone. Sounds like I missed some fun.
Oh,
As
don't
he,
worry,
as he
home.
approaches, where is everybody sitting around the campfire?
I've got my
Where
back up
is
against.
everybody stationed near the campfire? I guess.
I've got my back against the rock, and I'm prodding away at my MRE. This one was labeled as beef barley. It was chili and rice.
I'm sitting on my rolled up sleeping bag just to have something to sit on. Just also picking away at an MRE. Oh, you made it. How's the gut health?
How's the what?
Gut health.
Do you still
Fine.
have the screaming squirts, is what he's asking.
Fine now, I guess.
Well, let me know if it's bothering you again. IBS can be a bitch, but we might be able to figure something out to at least relieve it a bit.
Don't call him a bitch. We haven't even seen his handiwork yet.
How any trouble getting here?
Not really.
Not hurt?
Yeah, I'll walk it off.
Suit yourself. I'll toss you an MRE. Probably hungry.
Appreciate it.
Where is Misfire and Snake in this moment?
I'm standing against a nearby tree, fiddling with the GPS, trying to see if I can find any remnant of a signal.
What check am I gonna ask you to make for that?
Lily's sitting underneath a tree, like leaning against it, but she's taken her arm off to like let her amputation like air out. I guess that's like the best way to say that.
How are you navigating the MRE? Like if you're eating, like do you just like stick it between your legs, like and then
Yeah,
just kind of like dig
she's
into it?
capable.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I know you're capable. I was just curious how you were doing it.
yeah. She's
Just
kind of in between her legs, and she's just like scooping it out.
just staring at the prosthetic.
Hmm.
Go ahead and roll me a craft electronic, I guess, would be. Or is
Use
there a
powered mouse.
use?
Knowledge technology?
There's a repair.
Yeah, I have
There
knowledge
is
and
computer
craft,
use.
and that too.
Use computer do you have? Where is use computer?
Yes, I have
Near the
computer
top.
use.
Oh, hold on. What is this?
It's computer use, so it's C.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
thought I was use computer. Computer
No.
use. Int, please. Yes, roll me one of them.
22.
22. Even with a faint signal, with your finesse with technology, in between moments of great, I don't know, lag and static, I guess you're able to circumnavigate that. Indeed, you are. What are you actually looking for as you're looking as you're fiddling with your GPS?
I'm mostly just looking for like a reading of that. It is brain, work with me. That I'm getting the pings that we need for the directions. Like if I can, since I know roughly the area the distress signal is, if I can input those coordinates, kind of deal, and get a read.
Yeah, even with the very faint signal that you're working with, you are able to tell that the distress signal is still active and is about 30 minutes away from you.
Okay.
But you could also, with your computer finesse, can tell that this distress signal, though it is coming from an area within 30 feet, you think that it might actually be further, or you suspect deeper.
Okay.
With how faint the signal is, that it kind of suggests to you that this signal may actually be underground.
Okay.
With now the entirety of the squad, the six of you have all now met up and have introduced yourselves and ate your MREs and are now setting up for sleep. You have your watches established. We'll be back after these brief messages to rejoin our strike team in the morning. Humid sun beams down into this clearing. As much cover as the rocks may give from the elements, that does not beat the sweating sun that wakes all of you from your slumber. I'll go wake in order. Y'all wake and share a MRE around the smoldering ashes. You guys boil some water and get situated, pack your camp up. Um, with the new day and the bright blue skies above, you guys all have a sense of purse
Purpose?
have a sense to get shit done. is the words I'm looking for, but let's just go for the simplest words. You guys have a spring in your step. You guys have an itch in your finger. I don't know. I'm just kidding. You guys are ready to get some shit done. I'm just gonna say we are now heading towards our destination, towards where the distress signal pings as we fade in on the six of you traversing through the bramble, making your ways at this point exactly due north. As we can fade in on you guys, is there any conversation be taking place? I know insert name here. I know Quinn has some newer information that he figured out the night before, and he hadn't gotten a chance to share it yet. Is there any conversation taking forth as you guys are purging your way through the jungle?
So I managed to get the GPS working. It's picked up on the signal as well. Little modification. Seems like we're gonna have a little bit of time with this. Cortez thinks it might be underground. Might be looking at a bunker of some kind.
Well, hopefully it's hidden enough that our companions are safe, but not hidden enough that we can't find it.
If we
it
get
is a
in
bunker.
range, maybe we can use short range to contact them.
Yeah,
Oh.
so do we know who the distress call's from? Is it one of the previous teams? Or is it just some random
That
SOS?
has not been made clear. That's kind of an assumption that you guys have made as characters. That is, you believe that is from the Spanish recovery team,
Okay.
or maybe even the specialists that originally had they had lost contact with.
Okay. We also have
Um,
to. Oh, you're still talking.
nope. I don't think I have anything more to say. You just continue. Sorry.
We have to consider the possibility that this is also some sort of trap. Could be just we have no way of confirming who sent the distress call, so just stay on your toes, guys. I don't want to patch any bullet holes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Will distress signals appear on different frequencies? Like, would we have a specific frequency designed for distress call?
I believe that because they were monitoring the island as a whole, they were picking up all types of frequencies, and so it wouldn't matter what channel it would have been on. They just had picked up on this,
Okay.
Wideband.
and they would have reported it in the documents.
Okay. I also like to make it. I know I forgot to mention this last episode, but as we're walking here, I still have the large metal case carried with me in my laptop. That was part of the gear that I'd brought with me.
Fair enough. I've just got my big old medical backpack.
While Doc is explaining that there's the possibility of danger coming up, I go ahead and remove my tranquilizer darts from my 5.7 and switch over to instead a red metallic clip.
Miguel is going to talk to Shane.
Do it.
Hey man, I know we had a brief conversation last night, and I just wanted to get your name or your call sign, whichever you prefer.
Jane, Back home, I'm known as SVZ, but
SVZ.
I'm fine with Shane, or I'm fine with either.
All right. How are you faring? How was your sleep?
I've had worse. Much colder, much wetter. Yeah, I've had much worse.
That's good, Holmes. Billy. My call sign is Billy.
A call sign, man. It's just a
Sure,
name.
let's get this shit done now. As you see, Shane's loading his the chains for his LMG that he has.
Ooh, big gun.
That is an impressive
Big
piece of
perfect guy.
weaponry, Holmes.
What kind of gun is it?
It is the
Is it a PKM?
M2HB.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
It's a beast.
Yeah.
This
So
is a gun that should be attached to a vehicle or something to weigh it down. This motherfucker has it slinged to his back.
this guy's 6'6", man. He's a fucking beast.
Yes, sir.
How much you weigh, big guy?
Time I check, 245.
Ooh,
Might be closer to 250. I've
270
been
with
checking
that
a little
thing.
bit.
Man's built like fucking Jack Reacher. Holy.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
He's a brick shit house.
Yeah, especially after all those MREs. He's gonna have the opposite problem that he had the other day.
Melba toast.
Okay.
Lily,
Yes.
your eyes kind of keep flicking to Misfire's silver briefcase that he's carrying it to his side now, but you see him at other times. He kind of protects it like his child as he clings to this briefcase, and now your eyes keep falling to it. Every time he steps over something, he picks it up very delicately as he passes through.
Can I tell what it is? Like, just based off of what it looks like? Like, would we know what it is from being around him for the last few days, or?
I'd probably pass that question to Liam. What does it look like, and would they know what his
It's
deal is?
I have yet to show what is in the case, but it's a big, large metal case. Uh, kind of like when you know when you see in movies when they're carrying around some type of big machine like some type of heavy machine equipment, like in the spy movies and stuff. There's always like something inside of those metal briefcases, kind of deal. It's one of those, but I have not
Um,
revealed to what's in it yet.
and we're just walking, right? Like, we're just.
Yeah.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything too particularly crazy that I've needed to call a roll for. You guys are just trekking through the jungle in this half an hour trek towards the location.
Cool. As we're walking, I'm going to kind of like pop up behind Misfire on the side that the briefcase is on, and I'm going to tap on on the briefcase with my metal arm because I think it'll be funny to like hear the cling of metal hitting metal. I thought that'd be funny. And then yeah, I'll look up at Misfire and I'll just say, so what's in the fancy box?
That information isn't necessary right now. For now, we just need to get to the stress beacon.
So there's boring information in the box?
I rolled my eyes.
That wasn't a no.
It's a delicate piece of equipment that will help in future endeavors. That's all you need to know.
So
It's
what?
a big old
Oh.
block of Semtex. He's gonna destroy the facility.
You've got a bomb in there?
No, it is not a bomb, and I glare at Eeyore.
Man, if you're hiding a bomb from me in that thing, I'm gonna be pissed.
What
It's
did I
not
say
a
about
bomb.
blowing people's limbs off? I am
Are you
not
sure it's
equipped
not a
to
bomb?
reattach limbs in the field.
I don't need to reattach anything. I could just be half cyborg at this point.
You're the one touching his potential bomb.
Yeah, because it's a bomb. That would be so fucking cool if there was a bomb in the box. Am I the only one who thinks that'd be cool as fuck?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Do you want that much Semtex?
I wouldn't
I
go
lift
in.
my glasses and pinch the bridge of my nose. Why did I agree to come on this mission?
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun, my guy, as she like wraps her arm around his shoulder.
I appreciate your can-do attitude. Really keeps the team morale high.
Can we just
If we
focus
get
on the
to a-
mission?
If we get to a resupply point and get some time, we'll talk about the Semtex.
Nobody
It's
beats
not
his
a
attitude,
bomb.
though.
But I
I'll focus
could
on whatever
make
you want if
some.
there's a bomb in that box, dude. Like, I'd be so happy if there's a bomb in that box.
Well,
Well,
if
there
there
is. Go
if
ahead.
there if there is a bomb in that box, we probably shouldn't be touching it. Just a suggestion.
I'm the
Semtex
bomb
is
guy here.
stable.
I'll gauge that.
At this point, I wish there was.
It only detonates under an electrical charge.
You guys reach a point where the jungle subsides and the trees become sparse as you guys near the roots of the volcano. You see Quinn pulls out his GPS, taps on it a few times, frustratingly smacks it twice, and readjusts and as he finally gets a quick signal as it bloops as he directs you guys towards closer and closer to the roots of the now. Looking above, you have to crane your necks to see the tippy tops of the volcano. You see nestled within the overgrown roots of the volcano lies a bunker shrouded behind hanging vines and brush. Its thick concrete walls, designed to withstand blast, now cracked and stained with age, water damage, and graffiti. You see a large steel door claps shut. You see all sorts of bramble and metal word junk, I don't know, whatever. Metal junk and overgrown roots and vines and bushes growing near the entrance of these large steel doors.
Well, that was easy.
Spectre wants its volcano layer back.
I was worried the bunker would be hidden. This is a lot easier. Hopefully we don't have any trouble getting in. Those are some heavy duty doors.
With how remote this facility is, they would have had to have clear cut a helipad somewhere.
But somehow there's still graffiti on it. It's crazy. You could be on a remote island and there's still people feel the urge to draw on things. Crazy.
Human
Um,
nature. Just ask the visitors at Pompeii.
Miguel
You
is
see, sorry, go on, buddy.
Miguel is going to cautiously walk up to the graffiti and try to assess how fresh it is.
Say, give me knowledge art.
Uh, 18.
You could tell by the withered concrete and the chipping and the staining and the paint that this is at least 5 or 10 years old. This has been here for a while. It's not fresh.
Okay.
But what's the situation with the doors? What are they looking like?
Are you asking me as a DM? The
Yeah, I
doors?
want to look at the doors.
Um. Hmm.
Bad, locked, unlocked.
I know. I kind of want to ask you to roll me a check here. I'm looking at the list of
Oh, okay.
intelligences and I'm seeing if anything matches or if I need to look at something else. Do you think you have an applicable role that you may check upon these doors in your list?
Uh, I don't know. I just want to look at doors.
You just
Um,
want to look at the doors. Okay. Um,
I just
I
want to
would
see if it's
say
an
like
open to
the large steel doors, they're not as much as they open on hinges. They're almost like drawing doors
Yeah.
as they slide sideways. Um, you go ahead and roll me a spot check. I just want to see how fine of a detail your eye has as you look upon these doors.
Yeah, that's fine. That's 25.
25. The mechanism is rusty. There's a large amount of bramble and brush blocking the door, along with rebar and twisted steel plates and upturned stones and things of that nature. It would take some time to clear the door open using raw effort. Um, this bunker has definitely withered some age to it. With the rusted mechanisms, unsure of how well these doors can operate.
Okay. What kind of mechanism is it to open it? Is it like a big old wheel that you have to turn, or is it like just like on tracks that you just like pull it open? Like,
I would say it would probably be a door that you could pull open. Any locking mechanism would be held within the bunker to lock it. There's no external lock available.
okay. All right. These doors look like they haven't been opened in quite some time. Um, I don't know. We'll probably have trouble getting them open, even with Mr. Beefcake over here. Um, if they, if the GPS is underground, pinging underground, I, I think there's probably another entrance of sorts. If because like these doors don't look like they've been used, right? Like, as you said, there's still a bunch of like shit in front of them, and they're like rusted shut, right?
Yes.
So, maybe we should look for other entrances.
I take some photos of the facility for the records of the uh, affair, and then after I've taken the photos, I I break out a pen and draw onto one of the steel doors 137 trimethylxanthine. Just a little molecule.
What's that? Oh wait, I know. I should know what that is. I'm a doctor. Chris, what's that?
Caffeine.
Ah,
Uh,
The doctor's best friend.
yes. Got me through med school.
He's got it tattooed as like a tramp stamp.
Oh yeah.
Miguel is just shaking his head silently as Eeyore writes this graffiti on. Alright. You wanna go find another entrance, or
If
are
we're
we just
finding-
gonna sit here writing shit down all day like Jekyll over here?
I've got to find another entrance. I think I've got something to help. And I set the briefcase down and flick open the 2 latches.
It's time,
I
guys.
knew it.
While he's
It's
doing that,
going
He's gonna
to
blow it
go
up.
standing
off.
beside him, just like ready for it to explode.
I open it up, and inside you see, you know, those robotic pets that's been appearing everywhere now, like the 4-legged robotic, like flat
Yeah,
yeah.
dogs or whatever. Yeah, it's one of those inside of the case with the letters QURS on the side.
QUR. What kind of name is hers? Dogs are supposed to be named like Fido or something.
It's a cute little Tamagotchi.
This is Curse. I built her myself.
Ah,
Stands
curse.
for
Okay.
Quadrupedal Unit for Recon and Surveillance. I pull out my laptop out of the bag and run a program, and it starts coming out of the case and walking around, and you can see a optical feed on the laptop coming from the unit. This could help cover some ground, as long as
Thank
it's
God you
roughly
built
300
it.
feet.
Thank God you built it yourself. Imagine how many taxpayer dollars would have had to go into designing something like that.
Took me a while to get it right. Had a few misfires.
Well, let's see if he can crack down another entrance.
And I'm going to start. Curse is start. Bleh! I can't speak. Curse is going to start going around the facility. They can move away from me up to 300 feet. So I'm going to do that and just do a spot because that's all they could use.
Go for it.
I'm so mad it's not a bomb.
Still good.
13.
Strap some Semtex to that bad boy.
We are not
I
blowing
have
This
up.
been.
bot
I have been
searches
in duct tape.
for the better part of. You know what? This is a better question. How many hours are you willing to spend on this bot searching?
Unless somebody gives me another option, I'm going to sit here for hours looking for a door. It's not the first time of me staring at a screen for hours upon end.
If he's going to go ahead and invest that much time into it, I'm going to start salvaging through some of the debris in order to make a craft chemicals check.
Sorry, say that again. You're gonna clear away the debris in front of the door, and you're gonna make a craft chemicals check for what purpose?
Well, I was going to, like, for example, go through see what what kind of debris remains that I could jury rig together for the purpose of creating an explosive.
I'm not sure what kind of check I want to ask you for that. Do you have any suggestions?
Craft chemicals is typically used for crafting explosives.
Go ahead and roll that at disadvantage for me. Just as this is a lot of rough and tumble equipment, it would be very impressive if you were to draw an explosive together.
Hey,
But
man.
I believe you could do this, but I would just say that roll me this at disadvantage. So roll
I saw
2d20 and take the lowest.
I saw MacGyver do this in a prison cell with a toilet bowl. So
I the lower of the two was a 6, so that's a 30.
Out of the bramble and metal and whatever you can recover, why don't you go ahead and describe your little your explosive to us?
Using the rust as an oxidizer and using a number of the batteries wired together, he's created a rather unstable looking but very bulky series of batteries that look as though they're basically ready to short out on each other to go ahead and detonate.
playing with that thing. You think you're blowing up this big steel door with that?
This took me an hour. I'm just doing my best.
For what? What are you gonna use it for?
I put it in front of the door.
Well, if anybody's home,
So Quinn can sit here for hours on end. At what point do you guys get antsy? Of course, Eeyore is off on his own, creating a unstable looking explosive. At what hour do you guys get frustrated?
Miguel is just while Misfire and Jekyll are doing their things, Miguel is just going to try to find a good, decent spot to just set up some recon and see if anyone, just be on lookout if he sees anyone coming. And
Gotta
that's
roll me a
how,
spot check for that.
yeah, and that's how he'll so he gets antsy about the half-hour mark and just decides to fuck it and do some recon to idle away the hours, if anything. That is a nat 20.
All right, I
For
will take that
a
into account.
for a total of 26.
It is now hour 3.
Oh, if I had 3 hours, I could have upgraded the explosive.
Upgrade the explosive, you have the time. Hour
Okay.
3, Quinn is still fidgeting with his computer as his a drone friend is surveilling the area. You see, I apologize for continuing to call you Eeyore. Corey continues to upgrade his explosive in this time. The sun now, if you guys woke up at 9, is now beaming directly overhead at noontime.
Let me know when we're ready to light this candle.
Well, Quinn, did your dog find anything useful?
Nah, she hasn't found anything yet. It's either really
Well-
hidden or destroyed at this point. I don't know.
So do we have any better ideas, or do we let the big guy try and blow up these steel doors?
As much as I hate to say it, we might have to go with Plan B. Would prefer to do
Boom
this
goes-
quietly.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what's in or around these areas. You see it? I'll yell over to what's your name? What's your name, Nate?
Miguel.
Miguel, that's right. Billy, you seen anything?
Nothing yet.
All right. Boom goes the dynamite.
Hey,
Light it up, big guy.
Snake. Do you want to do the honors? Passing over
Hell
the
yeah.
detonator.
She comes like running over. So excited.
I'd suggest getting 40 feet minimum back to prevent shrapnel damage.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I'll go find like a rock or something to hide behind that's roughly 40 feet away. And then
I'm gonna stand behind a tree and plug my ears.
make sure everybody
Go
else is
ahead
safe
and
as well.
describe how this explosive works.
It goes boom.
Me
Well,
or
yes.
Corey?
Chris.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, the combination of the oxidizers, some ground aluminum that had been added into the mix in order to make it more of a thermitic compound, along with the wired up batteries, are ready to go in order to basically detonate the lead acid containment and deal a massive amount of damage inside of its immediate area. It's large, it's bulky, it's probably about 3 cubic feet wide worth of batteries, all haphazardly wired together, along with an assortment of vials carried together.
Can you give me a breakdown of the actual stats of this explosive now, as far as D&D is concerned, or D20 Modern?
Classified as a
Fuck Hasbro.
classified as a complex explosive, does 66 points to everything within 15 feet radius, so a 30-foot diameter. Cost DC 20, Reflex DC 15, Craft DC 25, time 3 hours to construct.
So, if I were to ask you for a break DC, what would that roll for? Because I'm looking at this is obviously on D&D 3.5 wiki. So I'm just looking at hardness on 3.5.
Well, when it detonates, hardness will absorb the first X points of damage, and after that, it's going to the HP of the thickness of the material.
Okay. I can agree with that. So I'll just pay attention to the hardness. Perfect. So
Hardness is DR.
yeah, as you Snake, you have the detonator.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure everybody is far enough away, but I'm also gonna go hide behind a rock that is like 40 feet away roughly. Or something solid like a rock. And yeah, once I've confirmed that everybody is far enough away, I'll hit the detonator.
Oh. Because you got to do the honors, you can go ahead and do the honors of rolling the damage. That's what, 66?
66.
Yeah.
Execute order.
66.
18. I rolled a lot of ones.
Oh.
How about you just go, we just re-roll that.
Reroll that?
Yeah, just go, and actually tell us what number you rolled.
Okay, 26.
Very nice.
Yay.
Yeah. The device erupting in a great sound and smoke that rises. Analyzing the damage. And it just went. The doors have broken concavely outwards that you can't actually gain access to yet. Not enough damage has been dealt to the doors that you still have to put more effort into trying to open the doors. And now the explosive has obviously knocked the doors off its tracks. So even if you wanted to try and bring it open that way, it's now an impossibility. It's now kind of an idea of brute force or maybe another explosive to try and
Yeah.
blast this door open.
Okay. So bad news. Clearly we didn't get the door open. Unless you could make another one of those bombs, Corey. The only thing I've got are grenades, which are a little sketchy to like place in a spot.
About how much of of the doors has been unhinged that for example there's a good footing to say for example improvise a set of jaws of life.
Elaborate on your question there.
Well, for example, imagine if you would, we have a massive set of shears at our disposal. Is there enough purchase in there that it could actually go ahead and cut through?
I am not entirely sure how to answer that question.
Is there a hole that I could stick one end of a pair of scissors through?
In that case, go ahead and give me a craft mechanical.
That's a 38 with a 14 on the die.
Sure. Yeah. I'll say whatever cockeye plan that you have, you suspect will work in this moment.
All right, I'm going to burn one of my action points and using the available resources at the time, build up a set of Jaws of Life. Over the course of the next round, as I go ahead and assemble all of the remaining debris into some sharpened form resembling vaguely the Jaws of Life. Let's see, that's a 5 plus purchase DC of the item in question, and the Jaws of Life have purchase DC. I'm going to need to make, which means I have it before I roll the die. That's not a 1. That's a 12. So 36.
I think you definitely succeeded on that.
Maybe, just maybe.
Crunch! Crunch! This is not going to last long. It's already coming apart, but I don't need it to last forever.
You definitely make it far enough that if someone were to make a strength check to try and pry open the new separated parts, you would create a hole big enough to crawl through, I would say.
Well,
Who feels most
wants
confident in their strength? Sorry, go on. You play that in character. I apologize.
who wants to finish prying open this pop can?
Let's do it.
I personally think that Reacher should do it.
See what you got, big guy.
Who's
Who's
Breacher?
You,
Oh.
big man. Brick shit house.
What, do you just want me to light the door up?
Just
Try it
Just
open.
give me a strength check.
just try it with your hands.
Maybe wear some gloves.
That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Boom. You using your weight to really curve it into an opening, and then pressing your shoulder into the top part, you create an opening enough for someone to not crawl through, but crouch through. So you can kind of nimbly crawl through enough with all your packs and stuff into this bunker
I'm gonna flip
without
out if
any
there's
issue.
interior doors.
Do you guys mind if I go first?
Hold on a minute. I'm going to take a lesson from the cheap theater in my hometown. I'm going to quickly use some duct tape to wrap around the sharp edges of the peeled metal. There, now it looks just like the men's room.
Would Curse be back by now or no?
Curse would be back by now. With the door open, we're gonna take another quick, very small break, and we'll be back very soon.
What?
With the blast doors now pried open, Curse has returned back to Quinn. How would you all like to proceed?
I think Billy said he's going in first.
Yes, I did.
We don't know what's in there. We could send Curse in to scout around.
That's not a bad idea.
I fixed the illuminator and reattached the silencer over to my sidearm.
Yeah. I don't think a pistol silencer would go on to my Colt Python very well.
Probably why you don't have one.
Anyway, so the robot's going to go in first, and then I shall follow just in case.
Well, send the robot first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe don't
Well-
follow until he checks it out.
We'll make sure the room's at least clear first. As I'm assuming, is the hole like you have to climb in through it like above, or is it like closer to the ground?
It's close enough to the ground that you just kind of have to crouch your way through it. You have to like crawl over a little bit of metal but that's been duct taped off from Corey. So it's just you got to kind of crouch through it and duck your head, and then you're able to cross through it.
Okay. So you see Curse start walking towards it and lifts up on its hind legs as it puts its other two legs through the hole and then goes into the hole. And I start watching through the computer to see what they see.
In the bunker are rusted steel doors, some hanging off their hinges that lead to corridors filled with debris. The main, I guess, I don't know, antechamber is an open area. You see piles of abandoned gas masks, um, rusted equipment, various debris, broken equipment, shattered glass. Upon the walls, you can see remnants of old Soviet insignia that barely visible beneath layers of like dust and steel paint or peeling paint. What is steel paint? What's steel paint? Peeling paint.
Probably lead paint.
Maybe lead paint.
It is the 90s.
Yeah. Well, and this is definitely older than that. And I believe lead paint peels when it gets old.
Probably then, yeah. You see a single pilot light blink that blinks erratically above in this antechamber of this bunker.
Is that like the only light? Is it dark in there?
Descending further down this very tunnel-like bunker, you see some of the lights are broken, a few of them glow dully. Some are completely out. You see along the walls there are emergency red lights. Some are on, some are off, some are blinking. It's very dully lit in there. It's not like you don't have complete visibility, but it's not complete darkness, if you can catch my drift.
Yeah. Is it dingy?
Go ahead and roll me dingy.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Ooh, that's a 4. It's very dingy.
A 4 through a robot's eyes, you can't really tell how dingy it is, as the screen kind of blurs with static with the unstable frequencies of the island.
I do a couple of taps on the side of my computer screen. Come on.
Misfire. Next time we zip tie a chem light to it.
Or a grenade.
Not happening.
Please?
But it is deemed clear for entry.
Sweet.
Looks like we got to go. It's
All right.
Let's do
I will
it.
take the lead then. Or take point, as some of you call it.
I
As
turn
I
on the illuminator on my sidearm as well, following suit.
The pair of you enter first, with your sidearms drawn, clearing corners, entering through, giving the wave to your fellow comrades to follow through, ducking through the small entrance.
I'll chamber around and pull out
The
my pistol too.
air inside is damp and heavy, carrying the scent of mold and decay. The air is claustrophobic. It kind of, like, as you enter in, it kind of catches your breath as you almost have to readjust to the thickness within this damp old place.
Didn't think you get any worse at a tech convention.
At least this place has gas masks. Corey picks one of them up. There's smoke left in this one.
I'm just gonna throw on a surgical mask to like help with the dust.
I am going to throw on the gas mask that I picked up from the sniper and just put it on.
Yo, Doc, do you have any extra surgical masks?
Yeah, I'll hand them out to those who need them.
As they're all get grabbing masks, I take hers back and put her back into her case.
Cool. All right, let's keep exploring.
Let's do it.
I like your Tamagotchi.
Miguel, I believe you're taking point. Can you just go ahead and roll me a navigate check?
Yep.
Can we assume this place is currently just running on like a backup generator or something because of the dim lighting?
That's a great question. I think you can make that as an assumption.
Okay.
But this is a very old facility. I'll leave that as it is. No rules are needed.
It's pretty dim in here. What do you guys think? Backup or just old?
I'm surprised it has power at all.
Crap.
Suppose that could mean somebody's home.
Stay vigilant.
Stay
Give me
Frost.
5.
No. This guy.
Okay, so I rolled a nat 20 on my navigate.
Ooh.
Somebody stop this man. All the 20s are going to him.
Passing through
For a total of 29.
corridors of rusted doors and debris and collapsed in ceilings, revealing twisted, warped rebar. So you guys have to duck underneath some places. You see water. You see and obviously hear water dripping all around you, drifting to puddles of still water within the corners. With ease, you guys pass through the surface level as Miguel, you turn to reveal a stairwell of burgundy rusted metal that descends downward further into the bunker.
Misfire. What the does your GPS work down here or what?
Now, sorry, the just curse was having some problems inside this thing. And it's worth a shot, but I'm not giving it much hope as I pull it out and check the readings.
Purely static.
So,
Yeah.
This is definitely making me a little skeptical of this distress call. I'm
Yeah,
curious
we're
if
definitely
it's
blind.
some sort of like with it being sealed like that. I'm curious if it's and there being power in this place despite being old. I'm curious if it's some sort of like automated distress call from the bunker itself. Because if it has like an antenna or something, it
You
makes sense that it was able to get signal.
you also stated that there was Soviet like
Yeah,
stuff on
it's
the wall,
Soviet.
correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is definitely a communist, like, Soviet bunker.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Shall we?
Let's do it.
The metal creaks and whines as you all descend down this ancient stairwell. The air becoming thicker and muskier the further you descend. A large rusted vault door stands closed, but with one of those circular winding door mechanisms as it takes some strength to unwind. and open as it drags upon the concrete floor. This level, similarly to the upper level, just in opposite ways, goes a large tunnel with extending rooms with rusted doors and debris. You see at the far end of this tunnel, it opens up into a much wider, larger room. Upon entering this room, you see a darkened, almost it's a one-way viewing room, almost like an interrogation room or like an operation room in a hospital, where it's a window that views down. It's kind of got a that kind of tint on it, as you can see the obscured blinking of a light bulb in some room that descends further. Within this room itself is a much wider room. You see those old, bulky panel like computers with those old screens. They line the walls of this room, except for obviously the back wall where you can see the window, and beside that you can see some filing cabinets and a small, almost like hallway-ish. It's not really a hallway, but that leads to a door where you can assume it may lead down towards wherever this window is looking. In the center of this room, you can see overturned tables and filing cabinets and ancient equipment. You see files and papers strewn about. Upon the computers, you see below the bottom, you can actually see like the modems that operate the system. You can actually see blinking, which is strange. This definitely shouldn't have power at this point. Backup generator, no matter. This is weird that there's this weird amount of power within this bunker, and you can see one of these screens are dully live and active with a static mirror upon it. The rest of the screens are turned off, but this one is on with that white noise static.
Is it possible to make, or is it possible to figure out where the computers are transmitting the information to? I'm assuming that would be a computer use check.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Is it possible to use the computers to find out where they're transmitting this information that it's sending to?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a computer use check.
Man, just stealing my job over here.
Came for my job, now for yours.
Yeah, I know.
That's a 26.
You head over to the one live screen and begin to fiddle with the dials. This is ancient technology to you. You now definitely have a computer with, a keyboard. This is dials and switches, and you begin to navigate it as you change the screen from the static to a line of like a code wall, where you begin to hack into it and begin to dissect information from it, where you immediately you're gonna pull up the distress signal that is blinking you immediately notice the date that this signal blinks at is January 6th, 1945. The distress signal that was identified from NATO and identified in the document now that you're identifying on the computer is from 1945.
How and why would this still be active?
What's going on?
What good could it do?
What did he find?
I usher everyone over to the computer. It seems like this facility hasn't had anything better to do since WW2.
Huh.
That's about as much as I could get out of it. I was just trying to figure out where it was going to.
I doubt a old computer like this can even really transmit data to an outside source, but I'm no computer expert. I guess we should try and figure out what exactly this facility is. Can I check out the window? I want to see what's like over there.
The moment you approach the window, the dull flickering light is accompanied by the flash of a flashlight.
Oh shit. Um, is there anything how close am I to it? Is there like a row of computers or something I can duck behind?
You can identify that this window is a one-sided window, so anything that
Oh,
you see on the inside will not be seen on
oh, okay,
anything you
okay,
can see on the outside will not be seen on the inside.
okay. Uh, in that case, just in a hushed voice, I'll just be like, guys, I just saw a flashlight over there. Somebody's in there.
Roger.
Do
Um,
we do we want them breathing or not?
I don't know. We don't know who or what it is, but they might have some information about something. So I'm probably breathing. Um, what
Do you
else?
move forward to the mirror, to the window to actually get a scope on what's in there?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I came over here to do.
As you approach the window, the beam of flashlights you now recognize as three separate beams of three Soviet soldiers with the same Crimson Scorpion insignia
Mm,
on their arms. As they slowly, you see them uh, um, within this room. You can tell used to be probably somewhat of an operation or experiment room.
okay.
You could see the overturned lab equipment along with the various rubble and damage over time. The a door in the corner of the room is swung open where you can assume that the Crimson Scorpion soldiers have made their way through. Looking on the opposite side of the room. So that's on the left side of the room where the door is. On the other side of the room, on the right side, is a closed door and almost one of those like I want to say open window like one of those mom and pop burger situations where they have that open window from the front to the back with like
Sure,
a
yeah.
small counter on it. You can see one of those and a closed door. As you see these Crimson Scorpion soldiers move through this room and carefully clearing the room, from beneath the door to the room that's closed is rolling pungent green smoke. That begins to roll into the room, creating an obscuring fog. You hear chatter between the Crimson Scorpion soldiers. Suka, what is this? As they clear through, you see one ducking carefully to open the door, the other two with their AKs at the ready. They swing the door open. The fog rolls more in, overtaking the room, obscuring your vision even more, as now they're almost passing from your vision. Until the utter silence is erupted by flashes of muzzle fire and gunfire as they begin to wildly yell and fire as they enter into this room that's obscured to you. As they... You see one of the Russian soldiers is thrown back. As you watch his body is being thrown back, his upper torso and lower torso is separated as they both separately fling against the far wall. You watch as a soldier peeking in is suddenly grasped by his chest, pulled into the room as all you can hear is his guttural screams. The last soldier, shaking, peeks into the room until, obviously obscured by this fog, you see a hulking figure pass through this room like a shadow. Muffled screams are heard as his body is swept against this window, blinding it with a wave of blood. All you can hear is the silence and the wild grunts of what you can only assume a ravenous animal, a mythological creature. It breathes and it growls.
So this room is wait, like, is this room connected to our room, like, or is this
Well,
across
okay.
like from the other
I'm
rooms?
sorry. Just follow me for a moment. You guys are in the large common space with all the computers around. Upon the back wall, so from your vision, it would be, uh, I'll take you right to left. Is
Yeah.
on the rightmost side is the window going down into the operation room where the Russian soldiers had passed through. There is a going left. There's a room. Assumedly, there's a room that doesn't have a window to it. that's kind of being blocked by a couple of filing cabinets up against the wall, where there's another room that you can tell through the operation room. And then on the far left side of the wall, there's a door that you can probably assume leads into whatever room you actually can't see, wherever this creature started from.
So
Did you get that?
it was a lot. I missed well, I didn't miss it, but I think you lost me at a point. So like where I'm looking, there's a big window. There's a door on the right that leads into the big room. And you're saying there's
Yeah.
a door on the left?
Okay. You guys are in the big room. The operation room that you're looking at in the window doesn't connect to the room that you're in. It connects to a room that you can assume is connected to the room based on the door on the other side of the room.
Okay. And that's the room that they just got all fucked up in?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then now the whatever this is in the operation room that you can't see because there's now blood across the window.
And so, but that gas has it gotten into our room, or was it just in that room?
It's just in that room right now.
Okay. Um, could I, you said it was green, could I identify it, like, what kind of gas it is? I feel like I'd want
I'm
to
not sure what I
assume
want to ask you for that.
I have knowledge of like many like both earth and life sciences and behavioral science. Well, that's more like psychology, but I have earth and life sciences.
Let's go Earth and Life Sciences.
Oh, okay. Um 18.
You're a well-educated man. You can assume on environment, as well as, weirdly on brand color. This is probably some form of like nuclear radioactive gaseous energy.
Okay.
That's like you can analyzing the smoke within, you can kind of almost see like the heat molecules, like when you're on a really hot
Yeah.
day where something's really far, you can see like how it shakes. You
Yeah.
can kind of see how it like obscures within this gaseous green fog. This is definitely some form of nuclear radioactive energy from an experiment of some sort. This is like obviously like you. This is not your field of expertise. Obviously, like you had not, you know, you're not a nuclear scientist, but it's not. It's definitely not natural, is for sure.
Yeah. Um uh, I don't know what I just saw, but there's something big and dangerous in that room. If I can direct your attention over to this window that is now splattered with blood, I would venture to say we are in grave danger.
Um, uh, while that was happening, would it have been possible for me to use the one active computer to see what this facility was used for?
Go ahead, me. Go ahead, me. Go ahead and roll me a used computer.
Okay.
Computer use. The fuck?
Ooh, that is 30.
I gotta give it to you. You begin to purge within these files. You come across a curiously named folder known as Vivaldi's Last Winter. As you open and begin to peruse these documents, you note on this Soviet science team's endeavors in this project, which is a genetic mutation of a creature to be able to withhold the harsh winters of Russia, be able to smell out any enemies, and to withstand any poisonous, or uh, any other gaseous attack towards this creature. You begin to dig through, noting that this creature has the genetic mutations of a grizzly bear. You see, noting through, you see the genetic buildup of canines and the genetic makeup of snakes, all combined together in this amalgamation creation to create what all these Russian scientists have lovingly nicknamed it as Vivaldi. Until you begin to purge through some of these scientists' notes as their early mutations, their failures, their successes, where they got really, really close. Until one day it became more vicious and it lashed out a lot more. The last scientific notation from a Dr. Zekov is he has broken free. We are on utter lockdown. We cannot get out. Help us. And that's all you can that's all you can peruse as Doc begins to explain his findings, until Miguel, you look at the door near to where this creature would be, as this toiling green smoke begins to wave beneath in a gust. Now that you've taken a good look at that door, you actually notice steel bars have been placed within the handles as barricades. You see a chair and a bookcase have been pushed up against this door. Smoke roils underneath. The silence is thick. Your heartbeat loud in your ears. Until upon the door as you see the chair and the metal flex beneath the powerful smacks of whatever creature lies beyond this door.
So, like, is this our door now that it's banging on?
This is now your door
Okay.
that it's banging on.
Is it budging?
Not yet, but it might soon.
Let's make like that man's torso and split.
Agreed.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
We're not prepared to deal with that thing.
No,
Especially with
Definitely
one
not in a
definitely
small
no.
space like this either.
Let's go.
So at least try to get outside before it gets through that door. Yeah, it's run o'clock.
No.
Oh god, he's still rolling. Jesus.
Everybody go ahead and roll me reflex checks. Let's see how fast you guys get out of this room.
Okay. Um. 14.
11.
17.
21.
16.
$19.
Is that everybody?
I think so.
Yep.
I think so.
Is that only 1 over 20?
Yes. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chickle this way. Hold on. Roll call. Say yes if I say your name. Snake.
Yes.
Doc.
Yep.
Billy.
Yes.
Jekyll.
Yep.
SVZ.
Yep.
Misfire.
Yep.
Is that all of you?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm tripping. Alright, never mind. SVZ, you turn. You are closest to the doors. You make it just out the doors as you watch the rest of your comrades running behind, as with a sudden boom, the metal tears and breaks, the chairs burst open with an entourage of this pungent green smoke. The first thing you see are twin Belgian Malinois Shepherd heads. accompanied by a singular large grizzly bear body, a rattlesnake tail of beige and yellow emitting from its tail as it enters. You see expelling from its drooling, vicious mouth, its piercing red eyes, this belching yellow green smog. Snarling as it enters. Doc, you are the first to act. Just give me 1 second.
I don't like that. Give me 1 second. No. I don't like that. No.
You get no seconds. Your seconds.
Let me out. Let me out.
Yeah, shut the fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 5 is you. 6, I'll say is you are near the one. This one is blinking. 1. Let's say you're over here. Boy. Billy, I'll say you're right here.
Billy.
Oh, sorry, you're supposed to be 3, actually. 2, you're gonna be right over here. And who am I missing? Oopsie. Oh, yeah. Okay, and so, but hold on. You guys actually had a chance to run for a bit, so. No, fuck it. We're gonna start you here. So, in a cluster near the one lit screen at the top left corner of the room is Misfire. Hold on, sorry. Misfire, Jekyll. God darn it. Misfire. Let me go through this. Misfire is 6. Jekyll is 4. Snake is 2. Doc is 1. You guys are all in a cluster in the corner near the top left of this conference room, near the one like active screen.
When but I was at the window and they
Okay,
were
hold
all
on.
over there.
Oh god, yeah, you were over there. So I'm gonna put you. I'll put you here. I'm gonna send you guys a picture of this. Just so then there's no. I know I said I was gonna do that, but I'm gonna do that now. Sorry, guys. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna have you do.
Doobie doobie doo. He's just a pig puppy.
Yeah, he is.
Can I pet that dog?
Get that out. All right. Is everybody happy with their placements there?
Let's
Yeah,
see.
if you need clarifications on which number you are, let me know.
40-foot.
Big
You're
scary
saying
thing
I'm
is number
number 5?
5.
Big scary thing is number 1.
The different one.
The big dice in the bottom corner.
Okay.
So
I'm guessing
wait,
I'm number
number
5.
5 is SVZ because he was the one person who made it out the room.
So on the top there you have the 40-foot viewing room, right? So is that not where the window is?
The window is the 2 hash marks at the bottom of the screen, the bottom left. Those 2 hash marks. That's where the viewing room was.
What hash marks are you talking about? I don't see 2 hash
The
marks.
one's on the bottom
Oh,
left
okay,
by
yeah.
the number 1, I think.
Right, mine's
Yeah, south of number 1. You got a chance to run a little bit away from that
yeah.
as everyone was like, okay, run. You as number 1 moved forward a little bit, but you didn't have a chance to make it out of the room. So you're
Okay.
there.
So how big is this room? How far is this?
The room is 40 feet in length from number 4 all the way down to the window, and then it's 60 feet in width from number 4 to all the way to the other side of the room. Number 4 is just in the very corner of the room. Number 4 is
Yeah. So the whole thing's
I think you said me.
Jekyll. Yes.
yeah. Well, so it's my turn?
Yeah, but if you want to give me a minute, you can.
Okay.
Vivaldi purges his way through the doorway, his slobber and his excess pungent green breath emits from its mouth. Its hulking figure stands in this doorway as it has one paw rested up against the upper part of a monitor, and it's the lower part upon the floor as it you hear the zapping of torn cords. Doc, that's you to start.
Um, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna
He's far away from you.
it's like 40 feet away,
Okay.
right? If that. I don't know. I don't have the thing in front of me. I don't know if I.
Yeah. 35. He's between 35 to 60 feet away from you. He's within
Right.
far distance to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. Guys, I don't or it got through quicker than we thought. I don't think it's a good idea to fight it in the hallways, so in those small corridors. So let's do what we can here. And I guess I'll just shoot at it. Um, so my pistol has a range of 30 feet. So what penalty do I get shooting into this range?
Your pistol has a range of 30 feet, so that's a -2 to attack.
Cool.
How does your pistol only have 30 range of attack?
I'm pretty sure that's what it said. Because it's hard to be accurate after 30 feet. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
that's what mine
pistol.
says.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, so that's -2.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Mine has a range of 40.
well, good for
Same.
you. Does it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure mine said 30. It's a Colt M1911. But I don't think I'm gonna hit it anyways. I got 15 minus 2, 13.
Yeah, that doesn't as you see the bullet kind of flank off its shoulder a little bit. And the other one kind of swings wide and lands into one of those screens as it begins to flicker with energy.
Okay, hold on, sorry. Where's this map here? Yeah, and then I guess I'll move over to the wall, I guess, like the one that you wrote, the one where, like the wall with the door, like just run over to there so that I'm like with the group more.
Yeah, okay. You can run over to
It's kind of below
the
4.
corner of where where the door is, where the end of the devices are.
Yeah.
Near the end of the door, yeah. Next up will be Schneck.
First I'm gonna do my
You
movement.
are grouped up with Igor and
Mhm.
Misfire in the top left corner of the room.
Misfire's behind me, right?
Misfire is behind
Okay.
you.
I'm gonna like step out of his way, just like to let he can take a shot on his turn.
Like below?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the monster with my sidearm. So that's
You also, unless is your pistol over 30 feet?
it's 30 feet, so it's -2, right?
Okay, so -2.
So 14.
A 14 does not hit.
I didn't think so. And yeah, that's all I got. So I'm not putting a grenade on the ground, so
All right. Billy, you're up next. You're on the opposite side of the doors that now Doc is on the right side of the door. You are within your range is 40 feet of Vivaldi.
Yeah. I am going to I'm gonna go down to like on like the POV of the map that you sent me. I'm gonna go down to like the southeastern corner and shoot at this thing.
Like to the left and down, like towards the creature.
No, just like not moving any closer or further away from the creature. Like you know how the die number 4 is in the top right corner?
Oh, you're gonna be in the top left corner.
I want to be in like the bottom right corner, like opposite of both die number 4 and the creature. Like where like number 5 is to the right, right?
Yeah, you want to go to the left.
No, he's going south and to the east.
Oh, to the bottom section. You don't
Bottom
have the
right
movement to
corner.
make it all the way from there. The room in its entire length is 40 feet.
My movement speed is 30. I think I can make it down there.
Okay. So I apologize. I'm misunderstanding. You are dice number 3 near the corner of the door.
Yep.
Are you attempting to go left into the very top left corner? Or do you want to move all the way down to the bottom right?
I want to move on the corner that intercedes the big D6 and where SVZ is. So like the corner that intercedes SVZ and the Valdi, that's where I want to go.
Just move to the corner close to him, I think he's saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's-
like the closest corner to me.
So do
Okay.
you mean outside the door?
No.
Your dice number 3 directly to the right.
Yeah. Well,
That
I guess for
corner.
you it's the right.
I guess it's to
the
me the
picture
right.
you
The
sent us
left for
is
you.
sideways. Like no, like that's down for the picture we're looking at. That's where all this confusion's coming from.
Okay, I understand it now. Roll your damage. Roll your
Okay.
attack.
I apologize if I
Oh, it's fine.
caused
No,
confusion.
it's fine. It's fine.
No way. Nat 20, baby. Let's go.
No fucking way, dude. Insane. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, actually,
That is-
sorry. Before you do that, can you actually roll me a percentile dice?
Sure.
Yeah,
This creature has the ability obscuring fog, and so all ranged attacks have a 50% misfire chance.
so does he got to roll above or below 50?
Let's go above.
That is 93.
Sweet.
So that will hit. All right. So go ahead and roll damage then.
2d10 times 2.
What gun is that?
Or
The
no, not
AWM,
2d10,
baby.
2d6.
Oh, okay.
2d6
Oh, okay.
times
You're
2.
using your Colt then, right?
Yeah, I'm using my Colt Python.
Okay.
That is going to be 16 damage. 1-6.
Perfect. Jekyll, that's you. You're tucked all the way into the top right-hand corner.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
for future reference, if you're looking at the map, now that you're looking at Jekyll or number 4 is the top right.
That's top right.
Or top
Oh,
left.
yeah, for us
The
it's
fuck?
okay.
Top left.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm misspeaking now. Sorry, I'm getting all flustered.
so just so that I have the context, the person that's closest to the creature is still 30 feet away, right?
I think it's like 40.
40.
Excellent.
A
Okay.
little more.
I'm going to pop off a flashbang at him.
Hell yeah. What does that even do in this
Hell
game?
yeah.
In this setting, a flashbang is a 15-foot radius grenade. It's a fort DC 16 or be dazed for 1d6 rounds.
Oh, nice.
DC 16.
Fort DC 16.
That is a success.
Okay, so he is unaffected by it. I'm going to, however, still use my heroic surge and pop off a shot with my revolver, or rather with my pistol.
Oh.
Dude,
This is.
Should I do the 50% roll first, or do I do the attack roll first?
Give me a 50%, and I believe this will be at range increment 1.
It is a 40-foot range, yes.
Oh, it has a 40-foot? All right, you're good.
Yep. 54.
Sweet.
Bala.
And my 5/7 sinks an attack roll of 29, 17 on the die.
Dang.
Nice. Yeah, that'll hit.
You got a nice attack bonus.
Okay, that's 13 damage from a high explosive round.
Oh, baby.
Ooh. $13 damage. All right. SVZ, motherfucking Rob Van Dam.
Alright. So I will turn around, poke my head in the door, and just light him up with the M2.
Are you gonna hit it with the burst fire?
Yeah.
Yes,
One second.
sir. Oh,
God
okay,
damn it,
bye. Damn
Have
it,
a
Owen.
great time.
He's got a burst fire. That's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, it's so sick. It's -4 to attack, but +2 damage die.
Mm.
Alright.
All right.
Let's do this.
Percentile. See if you can get above a 50.
So it's a -4, but +11.
Well, you got to do your percentile dice to see if you hit it.
Well, yeah, do your percentile dice first.
You got to get above a 50 on the
Percentile.
percentile.
Yeah, that's a 60.
Sweet.
Sweet.
That was a drop.
You're a drop.
What do we got here on?
That's a nat 1 I miss.
Fuck.
Oof.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You hearing the comms from your strike team to run, you ran immediately out of the room without assessing the situation. As you hear your teammates firing back, you peek through the door to the unsettling sight of the twin-headed Belgian Malinois shepherd heads and the grizzly bear body. You, ready to pull the trigger, peek into this ghastly sight as you and fire wildly into the roof, missing your attack. Misfire, that's you.
Okay, I am going to move 30 feet down closer to Doc and pull out my weapon
Ooh.
and ready in action for when the monster gets within 30 feet.
So you're gonna move. Are you moving up beside Doc?
No, where I was in the photo, I think, is what he's talking about. So
Yeah,
just like down.
I'm going towards where Doc was, just within 30 feet.
So down along the wall.
Um,
Like, are you sticking
Right?
to the wall, or are you trying to get as far as, like, as close as you can to where I was?
I'm trying to get to where you were, so I'm like trying to make my way to you for backup.
You can get to where he was, with your 30 feet, which brings you within 30 feet of him.
Of Doc or the monster?
Of the monster now. As
Oh.
Dog is moving.
No.
moved
That's
northward
gotta.
now.
It's like gotta be like 35 because I had to roll the -2 to hit him when I was there.
Alright. Fine. 35.
Okay, so I'll make my way there.
No, if you move past where he was with your movement, you can get within 30.
30 feet
So
will
I'll
get me
just
to
move
there.
you closer to where Doc was.
I could get there with 30 feet of movement.
Yes.
Then yeah, I'll move there to be within 30 feet of the monster, and then I'll fire a double shot.
Hell yeah.
Gotta roll percentile first. $57.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So double shot would be a -2, but since I've got point blank shot, that's only a -1.
Spicy.
Does a 26 hit?
That will hit.
Ooh,
Good
that is
rolls.
3d6.
Let's see some damage.
That is not great. That's 10 damage.
That's not terrible.
And now put my ammo counter down. I'm using percentile.
Sorry, how much damage again?
10. I'm using percentile dice to keep track of how much ammo I use throughout the fight.
That's smart.
Sick.
That's what I do.
You misfire, placing yourself within 30 feet of Vivaldi. You watch as you fire, you see both the heads towards your direction. At first they were looking towards Miguel, but as you fired your two shots, they
Go.
charging at full speed. This creature runs forward, and the left dog mouth lashes out to bite. That will be a 16 plus 13, whatever that is.
29.
All you need was a
Thank you.
16 plus 4.
And
Yeah, that
will
hits.
munch with it. Ow, max damage 13 damage.
13
Ouch.
damage. Okay.
As it is going to roll for a trip with a grapple check. That is a lot. What's your grapple check?
Where is the grapple on this sheet?
Is there grapple on this sheet? I hope
I
there
believe
is.
it's altered to a fortitude save.
Oh,
Is it?
really?
Let me search up the trip rules. That'll help. 152. Okay.
I hope there is. I was using some 3.5 stuff from this, so hopefully there is something that carries over from what I'm looking for. What?
If the attack succeeds, make a strength check opposed by the target's dexterity or strength check using whichever ability score has the higher modifier.
Okay, so I'm making a dex check then. How did I manage to do that? That
did you
is
get?
a 21 for dex.
Damn. Not bad.
Unfortunately, as you fight back with this creature, its strength overpowers you as you are knocked prone to the ground. As it rolled a 29.
Dang.
Beneath the hulking, gaseous figure of Vivaldi lies underneath his claws. Your comrade, Misfire. Deep within this jungle bunker, your party lies locked in battle with this abomination. How will our strike team overcome this? Find out next week. Same bad time, same channel.
Fucking nerd.
Bye, have a great time!
Peace.